Tariq, the founder and CEO of Mad Talks. And guess where he is today? Exactly on the moon.
I'm on the moon.
Tariq, can you hear us?
I can totally hear you. We're on the moon, and it's great. Do you like my costume? It's brilliant, isn't it?
It is. Your shoulders, they look amazing.
Yes, at least.
How does it feel? Tell us a little bit about your first experiences.
My first experience is that my beard was itching and I couldn't scratch it, so that was a bit funny.
Okay. What else? What else is unusual when you're on the planet?
You know, it's very interesting. When you go away and you're on the moon and you're looking back on Earth, it's very symbolic. It's very symbolic and it's very moving, because it's a little bit, when we in our lives on a day-to-day basis, sometimes we look back into our lives and reflect. And that is how I'm feeling right now, on the moon, looking back at our lives, at our world. And when I look at the world from here, I see a blue planet. I see so much water, but there are so many, more than 1 billion people in our world are without water, without clean water. When I stand here, I look back on Earth and look at all the wonderful things we can do, and the 7-8 billion people that are out there. This is the best perspective that I get. And everything that we do at Mad Talks, everything that we do about making a difference, which is our acronym for MAD, it just gives me a completely different way of looking at the world. And it's a very nice perspective. It's a very fresh, new way of looking at it. And guess what? I have a fly on the moon on my forehead.
I just recognized that in the video. I thought, where does the fly come from? That means there is life on the moon.
There is life on the moon.
Tell us more. What did you observe? Did you see mini plants? Do you saw a river? What else was there?
You know, for me, being as an astronaut here, it's like a childhood dream about, doing something spectacular. And that's what we're doing. This is my ultimate metaphor. This is my ultimate journey and experience into the unknown, into something which is a big adventure in our lives. We just don't have enough adventure in our lives. We are too bored with day-to-day stuff, and we want to have fun. And this is symbolism for me for fun. And when was the last time we experienced pure joy? I went to somebody, a friend of mine, she's a counselor, and she asked me this: write 5 things that you do for fun today. And I was struggling. And when I'm here on the moon, looking back on Earth, stuck in the middle of nowhere, it gives me some great opportunity for perspective, for time, for introspection, for reflection, and really to think what I'd like to do in the world and how I would like to make a difference. And I've been throwing words like, we want to reach 1 billion people for education. Actually, we want to reach 7 billion people for education. We want to be able to find ways to completely empower the whole world. Earlier on, we were at a conference and we were talking to people about space and space risk. And it was interesting, all of these satellites that are being launched in the world today, hundreds of them, they will give every last person internet connectivity. They will give every last person on Earth the ability to connect with each other, telemedicine, and various other things. So the opportunity for us is immense. And the perspective and the metaphor for being on the moon and actually living this spark is amazing. And that's what it is to me today. It is the ultimate metaphor for breaking the status quo, for doing something completely stark, raving, bloody mad, which is what I'm doing right now. And that's what we are. Our tone of voice as a company and as a group and as a people and all the people that are around here with us is that we will be mad, we will be eccentric, we will be off-center. We will do things which are completely unexpected and irreverent. We will push boundaries, we will break the status quo. We will tell stories and share stories of people who have changed the world, who are making a difference. And these are not the big names and the Nobel Peace Prize winners and so on. but the little nurse or the social worker who sits at home and in little villages and little environments is helping to change the life of one person. That one person is my hero. Those are the people collectively help to make a difference and change the world. And when I stand here on the moon and I look down and I look left and right and I see everything around me, that's when it makes me think. It makes me think, what am I doing here and how I can make a shift in this world.
For those of you who don't know about it, how did you end up at the moon? Or on the moon?
I have transported myself. I mean, you watched Star Trek, haven't you?
Yeah.
I've just teleported myself. It was like, beam me up, Scotty, and here I am. I beamed up. That's what I'm doing. I arrived here.
How long do you plan to stay? Will you ever come back? We think that the world needs you.
The funny thing is that I probably won't ever come back, in the sense that I may come back physically, but emotionally, intellectually, and in my mind, I will be able to look at the world from the moon all the time. I'll be able to look at our issues from an outside perspective. We are too myopic. We are too inward-looking. This has given me a new perspective and a new vision and a new way to look at the world.
What's the next step?
The next step is I'm taking a step on the moon. One small step for me, one huge leap for madness. That's what I'm doing right now.
We love that one. We love that one. Did you travel on your own or with your team?
I am traveling always with my team. My team symbolizes a shared vision of, in their own ways, everybody is trying to make an effort and to make a difference. And I'm there as a catalyst and there as somebody who empowers them and shares with them. And I share my stories with them.
That's wonderful. Is there anything else that you want to share with us? Because we know this experience must be so unique. Please.
You know, the whole world started with stories. Whether we look at the Bible or the Quran is full of stories, whether we look at old writers, Canterbury's Tales, Aesop fables, it's all about stories. And that's what we're doing. What we're doing today is creating a new story. What we're doing today is to create an environment where we will change the world, we will shift the world. And that is what our platform is doing. And today we're doing it symbolically. Tomorrow we will be doing it in real life. And soon I would hope we will be on the red planet. I think that's another one of our ambitions. The metaphor for us is breakthrough, breaking the status quo, moving into the next stage of life, having the opportunity for reflection, having the opportunity to tell our story. Those are the kinds of things that I'd like to think about, share. But the most important thing is to be able to take a step outside your environment and look back in. We don't do that enough. We don't reflect enough. This has given me a completely different perspective of who we are, who I am, and our role in the world. And I hope that over time you will see how we help to make a difference in the world.
Thank you, Tariq, for sharing these wonderful impressions with us. Please enjoy your stay on the moon, and we look forward to welcoming you back soon, safe.
Thank you, Natalia. You've been wonderful. You've been a great brand ambassador. And one of these days, we're going to take you to the moon, too.
Yippee!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Over and out.